About 18 months ago, Jeff Chasen got in touch with me and said that he was planning something very special for Stella's upcoming birthday and asked if he could commission me to write a large piano piece for her. And Stella's such a marvelous colleague and a wonderful musician, as you all can hear, and I thought that would be a delightful opportunity. And we agreed that it would be quite a substantive piece, and we agreed on the date by which it would be finished, and the finished score would be ready for her. And then I went back to my writing desk and faced the panic that all creative people do when I had a blank sheet in front of me and no thoughts about what I might do. The last few pieces that I've written have been kind of miniatures or built up of smaller components. Some of them actually quite large pieces, half hour to 40 minutes in length, but built of smaller components. And for this piece, I really wanted to write a largish sort of classical piano sonata in the fast, slow, dance, fast tradition. But then again, what to base it on? And my working name for the piece was the Stella Sonata. And I thought for a moment, what better than for a guy to give his wife for her birthday than the stars? So I wrote a piece called The Stars, and it's based on, or rather inspired by, 4 stars in the night sky. Arcturus, which is a pulsar, and if there are any astronomers here tonight, I apologize for my lack of factualism, but I believe that Arcturus is the second brightest star in the sky after Polaris. It's a pulsar, and it has kind of an interesting sort of pulsing pattern in the night sky. The second piece is Betelgeuse, a gas giant, and it's a very dense contrapuntal piece, very much inspired by J.S. Bach. The third piece is Helios, or Sol, our sun, and it's kind of a warm waltz with a heated sort of Beethovenian pulsing section in the middle. And then the last movement of the sonata is a supernova. Kepler's star of 1640 was the last recorded supernova that humans could see on Earth. And so that was my inspiration. I'm finding more and more that unless I have a title to begin with, my thoughts aren't quite so clear. I'm not one of those guys who writes the music and then says, honey, what do you think this should be called? I like to work from either a literary basis or from inspiration. And this really helped me to put the piece together. So I thank you, Stella, and I thank your parents for naming you Stella, because you helped me out. So Arcturus is, I think, it's an ebullient piece. It's got a little rock and roll attitude. It's sparkling. There's a point in the piece where you might imagine yourself being ejected out of your space capsule in your spacesuit, and you're floating around freely in space, and you have the opportunity to see the star from the distance. So you're floating out in the coldness of space and looking at that pulsing brilliance in the distance. And then it heats up again at the end. So I give you Arcturus, and once again, let's welcome Stella Owen.